Graham Foster is relishing every moment of his revenge scheme against Kim Tate in Emmerdale, as she remains completely unaware of his actions. Earlier in the week, Kim was rushed to hospital after suffering what was believed to be mushroom poisoning. A doctor later revealed that painkillers were found in her system, confirming that her collapse had actually been caused by an overdose. Still shaken by the fact that Jacob had misdiagnosed her condition, Kim struggled to accept that she could have made an error with her medication, which she relies on due to ongoing leg pain following a fall from her horse at Christmas. Since no one else is present when she takes her tablets, Kim came to the troubling conclusion that she had accidentally overdosed herself. Although shocked by this mistake, she had no idea that someone had secretly entered her bathroom and interfered with her medication. It was revealed that Graham was responsible, and he told someone over the phone that he had replaced Kim's usual tablets with a stronger dose. He also hinted that he would attempt a different tactic next, believing he would discover another method to eliminate what he called his problem. In today's episode, Kim made her way back to Home Farm and agreed to take it easy while recovering. As she relaxed on the sofa reading a magazine, Graham approached Clemmie, who was occupied with a school assignment. She told him that she was creating a Roman fort and needed to write about a general, but since her brother Lucas had already chosen Julius Caesar, she was unsure who to pick. Graham sat down across from her and suggested writing about Quintus Fabius Maximus, explaining that he had proven many people wrong and eventually became one of Rome's most successful military leaders. As he described how Quintus relied on intelligence and strategy, choosing to weaken his enemies by cutting off their supplies rather than engaging in major battles, it became increasingly clear that he was indirectly describing his own approach toward Kim. Sometimes patience and long-term planning are the key, Graham remarked as he calmly drank his tea. Meanwhile, Kim remained completely unaware, enjoying her magazine and assuming Graham was simply helping Clemmie with her homework. His tactic of staying close to his rival while quietly plotting seems effective for now, but it raises the question of how long it can last. Graham is still deeply resentful over Kim's attempt to have him killed 6 years ago, which forced him to fake his own death to escape her plan. During that time, he lost Rona, and he has never truly forgiven Kim for that. In his eyes, she stole 6 years of his life, which is why he recently tried to kill her in return. However, their complicated history may have held him back. If he had been completely committed, he might have succeeded in going through with it. Kev is a controversial figure in Emmerdale who has recently made a return, stirring curiosity among viewers. The character first appeared last year and quickly grabbed attention when he arrived in the village searching for Robert Sugden. After tracking him down, Kev stunned everyone by kissing Robert and revealing that the two of them were actually married. This revelation shocked those around them, especially as Robert had just made the decision to reunite with Aaron Dingle. Although Kev's time in the village was brief, he left a lasting impression. He came across as unpredictable and at times frightening, but also someone who struggled to cope with intense emotions. When he first showed up, it was revealed that Kev was secretly Robert's husband. It also emerged that he possessed a significant amount of money and claimed to be terminally ill. Robert initially planned to remain with Kev until his supposed death in order to inherit his fortune. However, a local doctor later uncovered the truth, revealing that Kev was not actually dying. As more about him came to light, it became clear that his lie stemmed from a deep fear of losing Robert, leading him to fake his illness to keep them together. Eventually, Robert ended the relationship so he could focus on rebuilding things with Aaron. Unable to accept the breakup, Kev reacted dramatically by holding Robert, Aaron, and the doctor hostage in a flat. Surprisingly, he managed to escape consequences for his actions and later left the village. Before leaving, he shared a farewell moment with Lewis Barton. The two had formed a bond, though Lewis remained unaware that Kev is actually his biological father. Kev reappeared briefly toward the end of 2025, when John Sugden captured him as part of a revenge scheme. John claimed he needed Kev's assistance to eliminate Robert so he could be with Aaron. Instead, Kev warned Aaron about the danger, helping prevent the plan before once again leaving the village. The exact reason for his latest return remains unclear, but he is set to arrive with a new business idea that is expected to cause tension among locals. Kev has started what looks like a pop-up cafe called A Slice of Kevin. While focusing on making the venture successful, he also faces a major personal decision about whether to reveal the truth to Lewis about their relationship. The show's producer explained that both the actor and the character made a strong impact previously, and his return comes due to popular demand. With Lewis still unaware of his true parentage, there is clearly unfinished drama waiting to unfold. The actor portraying Kev expressed his excitement about returning, describing the role as complex and enjoyable. He explained that Kev has dark and unpredictable traits, but also shows vulnerability and a unique energy that makes him stand out. Viewers may also recognize the actor from a past role in EastEnders, where he played a deeply disturbing villain. In that storyline, his character manipulated and abused younger characters, with his actions eventually being exposed. He was ultimately arrested after the truth came out, though not before attempting to interfere with the investigation. Earlier in his career, he appeared in a range of television dramas, including Cold Feet, before going on to feature in several well-known British series. He has also taken on recurring roles in other popular shows and appeared in various spin-offs and medical dramas over the years. Marlon and Paddy take a major step forward in Emmerdale after enduring a deeply traumatic year. Both men were heavily affected by Celia Daniels' control over the village. In Marlon's case, he was pushed into protecting April Windsor and other loved ones after discovering his daughter had been forced into dealing drugs. For Paddy, everything changed at the beginning of the year when Bear Wolf returned after being exploited on Celia's farm and went on to kill Ray Walters. Paddy and Dylan Penders then made a desperate effort to hide Bear's crime in order to shield him from consequences. However, because Bear was deeply traumatized and unable to keep quiet, he eventually admitted everything to the police. Unfortunately, the situation didn't end there. A detective became convinced that Bear hadn't acted alone, and the intense pressure placed on him led to a breaking point where he claimed he had intended to kill Ray. Bear made this statement purely to protect Paddy and Dylan from facing prison. Once they realized what had happened, they chose to confess the truth about their involvement in covering up the death and were subsequently charged with perverting the course of justice. Currently, Paddy and Dylan have been released on bail and are awaiting their upcoming court case. The uncertainty of not knowing the outcome is especially difficult for Paddy to cope with. He's also unable to distract himself with work at the veterinary practice, which is causing his mental state to worsen. In the next episode, Paddy returns to Smithy Cottage and finally opens up to Marlon about his inner struggles. Marlon is heartbroken to hear how much guilt and self-hatred Paddy is carrying, blaming himself for everything involving Bear and Dylan. Trying to help him cope, Marlon takes Paddy to Celia's farm, bringing along 2 sledgehammers and encouraging him to release his anger by smashing objects outside the house. As the new week begins, their recovery journey continues as they plan to attend Andy's Man Club together. The real-life organization, founded in 2016, provides a safe and supportive space for men over 18 to talk openly about their mental health without judgment. Andy's Man Club was first introduced into Emmerdale during Paddy's mental health storyline in 2023, when he began attending sessions as part of his healing process, which continue to help him. Emmerdale is broadcast on weekdays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.